Shalom, shalom. First off, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name of every father, Yahweh Shai being the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles, double honors to our elders, a great millstone that taught us truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopefully, like listening to this truth in all honesty and sincerity. This is really Yahweh Sap, comes to you now lesson to the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And this lesson is going to be based off of that dude, so Zabak, basically, crying and bearing false witness and saying that, GMS has threatened to do something to him and do harm unto him, based off of the rebuke videos, the many rebuke videos that have been put out on this cat, man. And ultimately, it's because you guys are coming against the doctrine, but we never did that. Nobody ever threatened this man's life or harmed this man, but because he hasn't burned out the receipts yet. But a lot of these camps are really going down in a bad way, and the spirit is hopping on brothers to get on them, man. Teaching that Gentiles can be saved and just things that go against sound doctrine, man. But this is a precept. This is Titus 1:10. It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake." Okay? Teaching all-inclusion doctrine, all right, is vain, and it's teaching for filthy lucre's sake. A lot of people, you see some of these Israelites that's been in this thing, and some of these leaders that's been teaching for all these years, and across the board of all camps for a long time, it has been generally taught, because it's understood according to scriptures, that only people that are Hebrew Israelite descent is whom the Lord is going to save and place in the kingdom to be built on earth as it is in heaven. Okay? And that's thus saith the scriptures. You can find that in the book of Matthew, man. Yahweh Shai goes into it. And here it is right here. This is Matthew 15:24. It says, "But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." And that's in red. That's in red, man. So that's it. The house of Israel is the only ones that's going to be saved at all. Point blank, period. And the vast majority, if you want to put a face value as far as who those people look like today, as a vast majority, it's the so-called blacks, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. All right? Those that I didn't mention, there are some Israelites amongst those people. There's Israelites among quote-unquote white people, Asian, and Arab people, and quote-unquote East Indian people. There are Israelites among them, those people, those nationalities that any nationality I didn't mention. We have our people, scattered amongst all people. And that's facts. All right, but as a vast majority, if we're talking about what those people look like, so-called black, Latino, Native Americans, all right, you have to be of Hebrew Israelite descent, and that's discovered by trying the spirit. The scriptures in Romans say, roughly paraphrasing, the spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. So, you got to be an Israelite. That's it, man. That's it. Period, man. And it's not about skin color. Like I said, we can look like any nationality, but as a vast majority, if we're going for looks, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, looks and the spirit, which goes into like attributes as well. Attributes as well, okay? So, over time, you have certain people that have been raised up that want to get involved in this faith for the wrong reasons, man. They basically, they want clout. They look at it as a platform for attention. And some of these guys are excellent speakers. Like, for example, Malcolm X. He was an excellent speaker. Martin Luther King, excellent speaker. Okay? Was Dr. Umar, excellent speaker. What's another one in the Muslim community? What's that guy? I can't remember his name, but I mean, everybody knows him. You know, a lot of these guys are excellent speakers. These mass mega church leaders are excellent speakers. Okay? But instead of just using their talent to, you know, maybe just do like a platform and just teaching something else. Like they could literally make it pretty well financially of just teaching business classes. But they go and they target to make a business out of this ministry. And that's where you're going off and you're wrong at. Okay? And they don't have the Spirit of the Lord. They don't fully understand what this is about. That this is not all inclusive. But in order to make a lot of money, you got to make it all inclusive. And once you begin to make a lot of money, sometimes some of these guys, they start out, you know, it's not about making a lot of money. You know, but they get a very big following and they can see ways that they can make money off of that following. So they go make the Lord's house a den of thieves. Okay, that's when they start bringing merchandise into the congregation. Merchandise, start selling clothing, hats, start selling music, you name it, man. Start selling breakdowns. Because why? They're good. They have talent. They have talent in speaking. They do have talent in teaching. But they don't really have the talent of the Spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And they look at this thing as just another business opportunity. They don't look at this as actual, real truth, miraculous, and it has spiritual power behind it. They just look at it as another business transaction. So they're getting involved with this thing, coming into a mentality as if you're at a regular workplace, just conducting business. Because that's, here in America, it's all about equal opportunity. And it's all about making a lot of friends. It's all about being famous. You know? So these guys come with that mindset, and of course, walking around every day amongst all these other citizens, you know, you're taught to make sure you include everybody and everything. You're taught to want the love of everybody around you. You're taught to have a desire to want to be liked and be friendly and just be PC. And because we're in Esau's kingdom, he wants a piece of everything. He wants to be a part of everything. And if you're making any type of money whatsoever, he's going to want control of it and a piece of that pie. So he's going to hit you with taxes. Or if it's not about taxes and you're in some type of woke agenda, he's going to send agents. He's going to hire you to teach and do it the way he wants you to do it. And he comes with bribes. Behind closed doors, these men secretly take bribes, okay? And some of them, if you get too big, or you have too much talent that catches the devil's attention, Esau Edom, he's going to come to you with an offer to say if you refuse, offer is going to come with threats. So some of these cats, they get too big, and you catch the wrong attention, and you got somebody that approaches you, and they come with a threat. They may threaten somebody in their immediate family, their kids. Okay? They may have blackmail against them. And this is what happens when you try to mix the world with the Spirit of the Lord, man. They do not mix. Because the Spirit, you know, Satan right now, the dark angel, his job is his sole agenda is to get you to fall out. He's like a magnet for the wicked. And if he can turn somebody to wicked, that does the Lord a favor. He shows the Lord, hey, this is not one of your men. So he's going to always be doing something to entice you. All right? So when we look at cats like Genesis, all right, and the leader of IUIC, Bishop Nathaniel, and their top leaders, that transaction has already taken place, man. And them guys are gone. They'll lie to you, say they're not sold out. They'll lie to you, say they're not a part of the elite, the Illuminati. And you know what? It ain't always about, like we say, being approached by the elites or Illuminati. You can actually sell out being a regular person and never actually be rich. You know how you sell out? Is when you give your heart over to Satan. When you come against this thing, you come against this ministry. That means you have sold out. When we call people agents, we're not just talking about the Matrix looking black suit, sunglasses on, motherfucker amongst the congregation, sneaking and yeah, that is prevalent, huge. Especially these guys that are leaders and there's money involved. A lot of them are agents, to say it up. They've been bribed and hired. Okay? But also we call you people agents, meaning that you're a spiritual agent for Satan. You're a spiritual enemy against this thing, man. So these cats that are out here coming out with these outrageous breakdowns, all of a sudden coming against, all these decades of teachings and edifying and have been to classes. You got some of these cats have been to the original school at One West. So you have no excuse. You've gotten the truth, but you decided, titter-tatter with it and play around to fit your own filthy lucre, selfish gain. And the Lord isn't dealing with that spirit, and he's going to start judging them. So everybody right now that the brothers of GMS is getting on, just know these dudes that the videos have been put out on, they've been spiritually marked, man. It's another good precept. This is Romans 16 and 17. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them." All Israelites have learned that salvation is for Israelites. All Israelites have learned who Israelites are, how to identify Israelites. Okay? And the original doctrine is sound. You don't need to be remixed for you to make some money, or to get more members, man, or to have hopes to thinking that, if I teach this way, when martial law does come, they're going to remember that I did this for them, so I won't be put in a FEMA camp. That's the mindset that goes on with these cats, man. Like Zabak and Nate, Genesis. Them dudes think that teaching this doctrine they got coming out with is going to somehow let them be immune to the troops and the horrors that are coming in Jacob's trouble. No, just off rip of you identifying being an Israelite, period. And you put yourself on a platform on YouTube and you don't put out a video, or you done stood out there at the highways and hedges. They coming after you. They don't care what doctrine you are. If you identify being an Israelite, period, you're done. So you could flip it now and try to label us Black Hebrew Israelites, because that's a violent label that they put on us, on the Southern Poverty Law Center, to identify us as potential terrorists, the T word. They did that on purpose to come against this ministry. Because that's prophecy, man. They're going to come against this ministry. They're going to lock some of us up. Some of us are going to be martyrs. And you got to be willing to accept that. You got to understand what this is about. And these guys don't understand what this is about. This is about reaching the hopeful elect, man, of our people. Waking up the Hebrew Israelites, giving the warnings that America's going down. We got to warn our people, man. And these guys are trying to weed around some of the prophecies that's coming, thinking they're gonna snake their way out of shit, or they just want that money, man. And the Lord ain't dealing with y'all motherfuckers, man. Anybody that come against this ministry, and you think you're gonna come against us to think that Esau's gonna take your side and somehow feel sorry for you and save you, fuck you, and you're gonna get it worse. You're gonna be put in FEMA camps, and we ain't gotta do shit to you. You want to sit up here and proclaim that we out here threatening you or something like that? We don't got to do a motherfucking thing to you, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai will. Okay? He's going to send his demons, spirits that are created for vengeance, to take vengeance upon you for what you've done, man. Don't shoot the messenger. We've been called to warn you so that wouldn't happen. But since you didn't give a fuck, y'all cats didn't give a fuck, you scoffers, you scorners, the Lord gonna fuck y'all up, man. We didn't gotta do a goddamn thing. Nothing. Now, after Yahushua comes back, the prophecy is that his men, his teachers, his prophets, instead of fishing, they're going to be changed into hunters, man. Okay? Only after Yahushua returns. Then we're going to become hunters. And we won't look like a man. Okay? We're going to have celestial bodies. We're going to be changed, as the scriptures say, in an instant. And that's when you're going to see prophets be violent. Okay? But that's when you're going to see the miracle in the sky, man. You're going to see the father shit. Yahushua is going to get his lick back. His garments dyed in blood. He's going to slaughter billions. Then he's going to give his men the thumbs up, the green light to go snatch these damn elites out the bunkers they're going to be hiding in. And when we going to get busy. But until that point, hey, we're harmless as doves, man. We ain't doing shit to no fucking body, man. But a lot of y'all, you're doing shit to yourselves. And when judgment begins to hit you, then you want to point the finger. It's those guys' fault, man. Well, all right, that's so be it, man. Because the Lord said y'all gonna do this shit. But at the end of the day, for you new cats coming into this thing, and you seeing the controversy that's going on right now, just know what it is. There's lessons to let you know what's going on, man. These cats are ISUBK, HOI, IUIC, Genesis, Sakari, okay, GOCC, all those groups, they ain't right. They ain't right. And I'm warning you, if you fear the Lord and what the Lord can do, stay away from those men. And if you camp hopping, you watching GMS and you watching other groups, and you know, you on the seesaw and shit, Lord ain't dealing with that, man. Scriptures talk about not being unequally yoked. Follow sound doctrine, man. You know? So, just wanted to speak on that real quick. It's quick in transit. Lord's will was edifying. I'm going to do another sit down in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, Tasha truth and will well. Salutations to you who feel like pushing this truth and honest sincerity. Shalom.